High to low 44. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Fire doesn't wait, and neither should you. When disaster strikes, call Service Master of Greater Pittsburgh. Fire damage? Demand the yellow van.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
The Drive at 5. The stories driving today's headlines. Brought to you by Service Master of Greater Pittsburgh. When disaster strikes, demand the yellow van. On 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Okay, Michael Bartley back with you. So I'm not here tomorrow. No, a lot of times on Saturdays, I have my man Joe Mystic on because in advance of his column in the Trib on Sundays, and they're always fascinating to get people riled up, and they're brilliantly written, and so I'm going to do it right now. Joe, welcome back. Joe, you there? I'm sorry, Joe, you there now?
Yes, I am.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that, Joe. Joe Mystic headed up development for Renaissance 2. He was chief of staff for Sophie Masloff. He's a nationally renowned political analyst, all that. Joe, I'm going to ask you about this breaking news in a minute about Nippon Steel. You and I are we're both kids from the real Pittsburgh, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to ask you about all that.
Yeah, we're children of the steel mills.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. You better believe it. So, and I don't even know how you stand on that, but I'm with Trump today. If this is all going to go through, but I want to ask you about your piece for Sunday, because
yes,
this past Tuesday, I mean, people were really fired up. Oh boy, about this election, and you know, another incumbent mayor knocked off. So Joe's piece, I'm just going to kind of preview it a little bit, Joe, because I just love it, and you know, so there's no conflict of interest. I was for Corey O'Connor, and I'm a ward chairman, and he was our endorsed candidate, and I was at the party celebrating. So there you go. All right, but anyway, Joe, you are so direct in your writing. The first paragraph, and I'm not going to read it all to you. Just go out and get the Trib on Sunday, or go online and read it. The first paragraph: do the job you were hired to do, or you're fired. Seems to be the message Pittsburgh voters sent on primary election day last week. For the second time in 4 years, with challenger Corey O'Connor defeating sitting mayor Ed Gainey, an incumbent mayor was denied re-election. I'm skipping around here. O'Connor will now need all the help he can get, but some of the tools he will need are already in place and have been used by mayors before. Neighborhood development groups should be permitted to take control of as many derelict city-owned properties as they can handle and improve them under the Abandoned and Blighted Property Conservatorship Act. A simple and fast in-person permitting office should be established, like the one Pete Flaherty created in the 1970s. There have been payment in lieu of taxes agreements with our universities and hospitals in the past, and there can be again. The city's ill-fated litigation against tax-exempt properties has been costly and unsuccessful. It is better to negotiate a fair payment and start depositing annual checks. When the city was faced with an aging fleet of vehicles in the 1980s, Mayor Richard Caligiuri created the Equipment Leasing Authority to better finance the replacement of certain municipal vehicles. When Mayor Sophie Masloff was confronted with warring drug gangs that were terrorizing the city, she partnered with then United States Attorney Tom Corbett. They created a law enforcement task force that brought peace to our neighborhoods. A similar force comprised of Allegheny County officers and deputy sheriffs, with the cooperation of the city FOP, can control and patrol downtown and free up city officers for the neighborhoods until the training academy and recruitment can catch up. Like Mayor Tom Murphy, the new mayor must develop a capable staff to do site assembly and infrastructure modernization to compete nationally for the enormous investments being planned by some of the biggest tech, pharmaceutical, and energy companies in America. Every Pittsburgh mayor in modern times has dealt with economic development with an all-hands-on-deck policy. I'll leave it there, Joe. I get this. This means Corey better know what he's doing, or he's going to be fired, number one. Number two, we've ignored development and bringing big-time jobs to the city long enough.
Well, you're right. I think the most notable political aspect of this is that it's been almost 100 years since an incumbent mayor was defeated, and now we've had two in a row.
Yeah.
And it's it appears that the voters, the citizens, are just putting their feet down, stomping their feet and saying, we want you to just do the job that you're hired to do. Focus, take care of all the housekeeping that mayors are responsible for taking care of in every city, not just in Pittsburgh. And, and then, you'll be retained. But you just have to do the basics. You have to pay attention to the basics. Other mayors have done that. Other mayors knew how to do that, and they employed certain strategies and tactics that served the city well over decades, just decades and decades. I just cited some examples from the last 6 or 7 mayors, I guess, things that they did to address the same problems that we're having now. Now, I'm not saying everyone is right on point and can be done exactly the same, but this is a start. This kind of look back in history is really the beginning of finding solutions for the problems that the new mayor will be facing.
This is not about involving the city in the Israeli-Hamas war. It's not about involving the city in global warming. It's about the basic services. I'm with you on that 100%. Now, I'm going to move.
Right. It's not about Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Donald Trump has his responsibilities, and you can like what he's doing or not like what he's doing. I suspect if this U.S. Steel news is, we don't know what the deal looks like yet, but it can be one less problem that we have to deal with here in Pittsburgh and that the new mayor has to deal with. And if that's the case, that'll be great. Now, it's not the solution to all our problems, but it can be part of the solution.
Well, it could at least move us down the correct road, and not a bumpy road, a smooth road, as we concentrate on development and jobs and growth, and that's the deal there. Joe, I got to do traffic because it's Friday and it's busy as heck. Can you stay with me for one more?
Sure, I will.
Okay, stay right there, Joe Mystic. And I'm gonna ask him about the and Joe worked in the steel mills. I'm gonna ask him about the breaking news here today about Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel. According to the President of the United States, reaching a deal. U.S. Steel headquarters stays in the Berg. Okay, but in the meantime, it's 5:15 on a Friday. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, it's KDKA AAA traffic powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. Let's get an update with Margot.
Thanks, Michael. Crews still cleaning up an accident on the 100 block of 3 Degrees Road in Ross Township. On the major roadways, 28 is congested from the 40th Street Bridge on the inbound. The Parkway West inbound backed up to Green Tree Hill. With AAA traffic, I'm Margot Rensel on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Have you tried hands-free Skechers slip-ins yet? Because if you haven't, you're missing out on technology that changes how you think about shoes. First, these are not just regular slip-on shoes. They're not just a pair of loafers without laces. But what makes them different is the technology inside that lets you just step into them. There's a built-in hidden shoehorn that slides your foot in, so they look, feel, and wear just like a pair of shoes you're used to. Except you don't have to bend down, struggle to put them on, or touch them. Try them at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team as they discuss outdoor party foods for grad parties and Memorial Day. It's the Coons Cooking Hour, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
If you or someone you love is blind or vision impaired, discover what's possible at Visibility. Hi, this is Larry Richard. For over 100 years, Visibility has empowered individuals through innovative training, support, and life-changing programs. From low vision rehab and assistive tech to daily living skills and employment services. Because losing vision doesn't mean losing hope or dreams. Be inspired. Visit visibility.org today. Visibility.org.
Oh boy, there's lots going on. It's coming up on 5:19 on a Friday evening from the Goldberg, Persky, and White News Desk. Here's a look ahead at the 5:30 news. My man, Paul Alexander, is very busy right now.
Well, Michael, if you like to talk on the phone while you're driving, you better have a hands-free operation. We'll explain coming up, bottom of the hour, right here on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
This is the Bloomberg Money Minute. Everything must go. The bankrupt retailer Joann Stores, for 80 years, the go-to place for fabrics and crafts, announcing it's closing all remaining stores for good. 440 of them nationwide at the end of this month. All that inventory, office furniture, shelving, warehouse equipment, and more is being sold off. The U.S. dollar today falling to the lowest level since 2023. That's on new tariff threats from the president. 50% levies on all goods from the European Union. 25% tariffs on all Samsung and Apple smartphones that are sold in the U.S. but not made here. That sent stocks lower. And at the close, the Dow down 256. The NASDAQ lost 189. The S&P down 39. Sales of newly built homes last month jumping to the highest level in over 3 years, up 11% as builders offered more incentives. And First Lady Melania Trump releasing an audiobook version of her memoir, Melania, but the voice is not hers. It's entirely a product of artificial intelligence. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
It's Colin Dunlap on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Okay, welcome back. Michael Bartley, the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDK. Colin is off. Joe Mystic. So, Joe, I know a handful of people get mad at me for this, but I'm sorry. Tony Moreno, I had him on yesterday, and he's a nice guy, but I'm looking past November, and I just am. What does Corey O'Connor need to do for an effective transition? You did a lot of transitions with Caligiuri, Sophie Masloff over the years.
I've been through a few, that's right. But, the easy part is getting elected.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you manage to pull that off, then you just have a much tougher path ahead of you. And so he has to get Pittsburgh essentially back on track. We've either been at a standstill or sliding backwards. Economically, socially, in terms of affordable housing, in terms of the kind of economic development that we need to pay the bills for the people in our community who are seeking affordable housing. It's easy to turn developers into the enemy, into bad guys, but you really need to come up with arm's length agreements with the development community and city government, because that is indeed how you can afford to do all the other good things you want to do for your people, for the citizens of the city.
Got it.
So, there's a lot of not exciting work, I would say, to be done in the coming months. We can assume that Corey O'Connor is going to be the mayor. Generally speaking, council should be at a standstill on certain policy matters, especially until there's a new mayor sworn in, because this administration has been rejected at the polls. They still have responsibilities and authority, but things that impact the long-term future of the city should probably be left to the next administration at this point. And so he needs to be hard at work. With the months that are left, there's not much time because there's that much work that has to be done.
Yeah, and it's got to be growth, and he'll be judged very quickly and could be judged harshly like the last two.